our second sharer, Teresa Tan. Hi, everyone. My name is Teresa. I am from Selangor. And 18 years ago, when I was 21, I already joined ELKEN, and now I'm 40 years old. At that time, when I was 27, I married when I was 27. 28, I successfully gave birth to my eldest son. And when my son was 3 years old already, I already wanted a second child. But even when my son became 5 years old, I was still unable to get a second child. And my son also wanted a brother or sister. He only wanted one. So later on, I went to check up went to the doctor to check up. I went to Dr. Wong at Sunvert, and he told me that there's a 3 cm cyst. There's a 3 cm cyst, as you can see in the picture, and the 3 cm is actually pretty big, and it's at my right side of the ovary. So, because we can ovulate from the left and right ovary, but because I usually ovulate more on the right ovary, and that's why if there's a 3 cm cyst that's blocking my ovary, that's why it will affect me getting pregnant. So if I don't undertake surgery, or if I don't remove the cyst, then it's really hard for me to get pregnant. So the doctor told me that next week I will undergo surgery. And like the first sharer ET, I didn't want to undergo surgery, because when people say that I want to go under surgery, we will always have to think a little bit more. So when the doctor told me that I have a cyst, and when I look at my own X-ray, I remember about this product called Alpha Hex. At that time, Alpha Hex was only launched about 1 year ago. But I thought to myself that Alpha Hex might be able to help me. And so I told my doctor that next week is because I wanted to give myself a chance to not undergo surgery, and to try to eat Alpha Hex and cure myself. So every day I would eat 1 soft gel of Alpha Hex, and when it comes to, and I continued this steps, one Alpha Hex per day. After 2 months, it worked. So after 2 months, after I ate it, before I eat the Alpha Hex, when I press on my right ovary, like when I press it, it hurts. It'll have a sharp pain. But after 2 months, and I press the side again, and there's no more feeling anymore. And then I asked the doctor. The doctor said that the cyst can become smaller and smaller. So after 3 months, I went to the doctors to check up again. So the doctor scanned it over again. And then he said that last time when I checked, there was a 3 cm cyst. But now, whenever they checked it, it was 0. So the doctors told me that, wow, you can get pregnant successfully now. And at that time, I was really, really happy, because ELKEN's Alpha Hex allowed me, under a really short time, allowed me to be able to get rid of the cyst. So the doctor told me, the doctor told me to relax and don't get too strained. So in the year after, I was able to get another daughter. So that's my kids. My son is already 10 years old. So my son is MRT baby. But my daughter, she was more lucky because she was able to eat Kington and also Alpha Hex, because when my son was born, there wasn't any of these products.
提早了解。那么我们一个星期定下来给孩子就是有Alpha Hex平分吃，所以到目前
every time I would always give my kids Kington and Alpha Hex to eat. So now my kids don't have any allergies, so it's really easy to take care of them. So I would give them milk until they're 4 years old. So now I would like to share how I came to ELKEN and ate ELKEN supplements until I was 17 years now. Actually, I was a premature baby. When my mom gave birth to me, she gave birth to me when it was 6 months and 2 weeks, because she fell 3 times around the house. So when I was born, I was prematured. And then there's a few conditions if I was a premature baby. So whenever I do any activities, my whole body would cramp. So when I play basketball, if I pull my arms or my legs, I will always get cramps. Even if I stick my tongue out, I will always get cramps. So I get cramps really easily. So I always thought that, if I stretch my body, then the cramps would become better. So until when I was 21, I joined ELKEN, and the very first lecture that I went was about spirulina. And at that time, I was really happy because during the lecture, they say that if your amount of blood is enough, then your cramps won't happen as consistently as before. So when I heard about cramps, so I immediately went to buy ELKEN spirulina because I was diagnosed with anemia. So in the past, I couldn't donate blood. The doctors told me that because you are diagnosed with anemia, so you're unable to donate blood because you lack blood within your own body. So I ate ELKEN spirulina for 7 months, and ELKEN at that time launched their very first donating blood event. And so I ate ELKEN spirulina for only 7 months, and then they told me that I was able to donate my blood. So once I started donating blood, I donated blood for 5 years until I wanted to get pregnant. I stopped donating blood because I want to keep the blood cells for my baby. So even until now, my daughter and my son, even myself, we will keep on eating it. So my daughter will eat 3 ELKEN spirulina and 1 gummy seed, and my son will eat 5 spirulina, and then I would eat 10 spirulina tablets per day. So actually, I ate it really good because my hair is all natural. I didn't dye my hair. So I think ELKEN spirulina really helped me. So when I was, before I was 18 years old, I would always sleepwalk. Because in the morning, I would dance, and then at night I would also dance. I would keep on dancing, and then my daughter, my father, and my neighbors are all scared. Sometimes I will also cry at night, even though I wouldn't know. So I'm a kid that's really hard to bring up. So there's this one time where I would sleepwalk really seriously. But then after when I joined ELKEN at 21 years old, I was able to get rid of my sleepwalk. So when I was 16, there's this one time where I woke up at 2 a.m. and my eyes was open. My mind was clear, but then and my eyes was half open. But then I wasn't able to control my body. It was my mind who controlled it. It wasn't me. So when I opened the door at 2 a.m., I went around outside to the backyard outside. Because my dad comes back home really late, so I wanted to. At that time, my father came in. I wanted to open the door for my father, but then I wasn't able to. So I just laid on the doorstep. Until now, I still remember. And then he asked me, "Oh, are you still sleepwalking? You still walk outside?" I told my dad I know that you were talking to me, but I cannot control my body. So he wrapped my body really tightly and then told me to go sleep. So because I usually, it was a normal thing for me to sleepwalk, so I just sleep. And then there's this one time I would tell someone in ELKEN about my sleepwalking. And then he introduced me to gua sha, where I would just have to keep on massaging my head with this gua sha board every morning and every night. Because I joined ELKEN because I really wanted to rescue myself. It's because when I was 18, I had a lot of problems. But when I joined ELKEN when I was 21, I wanted to rescue myself, because if I don't rescue myself, I will have a lot of sickness at a really early age. So from 21 until now, I'm 40 years old now, I don't have any sleepwalking or any sleepwalking incidents anymore. Because I cannot control my own body, I will encounter a lot of dangerous situations. But because I was able to know ELKEN products like gua sha, spirulina, and Quinton, I was able to sleep normally and I was able to regain my healthy state. So now that is my sharing. And so thank you everyone. Wow, thank you, Teresa. Actually, Teresa's sharing, it really makes us feel empathy, because we don't feel, even though we can't feel it, we don't physically know her feelings, but we can empathize with her. So that is why we really need to put more emphasis on our immune system and put more emphasis on our health. So we're really